I'm gonna mark myself.
I watch you on the floor, cheek to cheek. She's getting to you. You didn't see her eyes on me, no.
One time, please.
How did Just Good Friends make that album?
Just hearing him sing without the music, yeah, it's such a treat.
Getting to you. You didn't see her eyes on me, no.
Love that.
One time, please.
How did Just Good Friends make that album? Well,
They could have picked a better song. Michael could have written something. Stevie could have written something.
Exactly.
They could have taken something from their back catalog.
I have to admit, out of all the songs from this album, that one might well be one I've actually almost forgotten about. Honest opinion.
With peaks and valleys. Michael Jackson, with Bad, actually tried to achieve 11 peaks. I believe that in Michael's head, everything had to hit you out the box and absolutely become a monster single. And because they were attempting to go for a single, and the summit meeting between two former child prodigies from the Motown school, that you expected fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, Just Good Friends just wound up being a little coffee break in between The Librarian Girl and Just Another Part of Me.
I think there was a lot that did exist at that
I
point.
think that I will be ranking all these, and I will put in my own opinion in this, but yeah, I kind of agree with these. It's like a pit stop. Nothing spectacular when it could have been. Because I said, you had Stevie Wonder there.
Would have been as strong or stronger. I mean, his vault has got to be staggering.
My man, Stevie Wonder.
I mean, unbelievable talent. And he's another worker like that. People were in there working and recording every day.
I had on my album that I wanted him to do, my character's album, which was Get It, Gonna Get It. So we sort of, both did each other favor. But I made sure the song he did of mine, I wrote. Yeah.
No, my baby love me. I know y'all gonna love her. Yep, she knows better.
That one, we couldn't get the right song. I know I didn't have the right song, so somebody says that didn't work. I know it didn't work.
Still impressive, though, to hear this.
Started to get
You know?
now.
Without the music, a cappella,
Excuse me.
beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful.
Oh, did he go home?
Is that it?
I just ran off, didn't I?
Another Part of Me, my favorite cut on the Bad album.
All the instruments incorporated in that song, as well as
Stunning
just his
song.
vocals. Nobody can kind of, teach that. I think that's just natural. So whatever he was on at that time, when he was just like, yo, I'm in this, I feel this, I need to do this. Like, I just think that's his blessing.
The song itself actually wasn't going to make it onto the album because he'd recorded it earlier. He actually preferred a song called Streetwalker.
Oh.
The litmus test is always what song gets by Michael, just dancing all around the studio to Another Part of Me. He said that's what makes this song go on the album.
Michael Jackson's Bad is black music, and dare I say, pop music's first stadium album. Every song, I can hear it being thought of in his head as this is what I want it to be when I perform it in front of 60,000 to 80,000 people.
People forget that Michael Jackson's a soul singer. Michael Jackson grew up watching Jackie Wilson, James Brown, and the whole circuit. So his default move is always to go raw.
I love Dirty Diana.
That's
one of my favorites.
What? No, Dirty Diana.
It's a life story of a groupie. I hate to say the word groupie, but that's what it is. And it's something that I've experienced, and a lot of people who grow up on the road.
Dirty Diana. Oh. Who knew that one day I would live that song in real life so many times over?
I like Dirty Diana. I've met her. I've met Dirty Diana many times.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for making that small piece of the soundtrack to my life on tour.
And I remember when we were kids, we thought, was he talking about Diana Ross? Did he have an affair with Diana Ross? No, that wasn't the case at all.
But as kids, we didn't know what was going on. Who was Diana? What she did dirty?
I got a phone call. Had the clear blue
I
from
think
Quincy.
that it's that thing, isn't it? If you don't know the story behind it, would it make total sense? Because I didn't understand it. I didn't get the story going into it. I went in completely blind, never listened to it before. And I would have just thought it was just like a ex-girlfriend of his. But no, it ends up being a groupie.
Somebody was fucking with me. So he goes, it's Quincy Jones. We're working on Michael's follow-up to Thriller. We got a rock track. I'm not a session guitar player, man. I'm not that world. So I said to Quincy, I said, the only thing I ask is that, Michael be in the studio and we work together. He said, of course he'll be in the studio. It's his fucking record, man. He's gonna be in the studio. I opened up the studio door in Westlake, and 3 guys, Bruce Sweden, the engineer, Quincy Jones, and Michael Jackson. And the first thing I noticed was Michael had penny loafers on. And they were like pristine. And I was like, I'll be all right. He's wearing penny loafers. This is the actual guitar that I recorded Dirty Diana with.
Wow.
By and large, I'd say this probably been in the case. Maybe it's only been opened one time. I don't really play this kind of guitar that much. The backing track was about 8 minutes long. And
he never changed his hair since the 80s. He kept the 80s
Michael's
hair.
like right here, and he's going. And he was really adamant. There's that little space on the 3rd phrase. It's a subtle thing, right? And I didn't catch it right away. That little thing was so important to Michael to catch that little space there. I was like, why is he making such a big thing about it? Not playing. It's brilliant, though. It's as important what you don't play as what you do play.
They wanted to do Dirty Diana. And so both videos were to kind of change the public's perception of who he was. First one was to get him a girl, and the second was to make him a heavy metal kind of guy.
The entire video to that, it felt like it was live. It's set in a concert, and I wonder if they're going to touch upon that on this.
The original idea was to have the thing finished in a monsoon or rainstorm. We were going to shoot the second day, we were going to have the whole stage blow away and have him finish in the rain, totally, the wind and rain and stuff. And I think we were going to sweep away the audience and everything.
That would
the first day, he was doing these knee slides and didn't put pads on. He came to me the second day when we were ready for all this rain stuff and said, I can't dance anymore. So we couldn't resolve it that way, but it didn't matter. You see the wind and stuff in the first day that starts, and like I said, it was gonna be a deluge after that.
They didn't even tell me that that the photo taken on the set would be the single sleeve back cover. It showed up one day and I went, I can't, you kidding?
Michael always was able to
you kidding?
think
That wasn't
outside
a
the
great
box
photo.
of what black artists were supposed to do and create his own space.